Facebook live chat series, your online feel good show. It's a lovely Saturday evening here in the Philippines, and we are so excited to interview our first international guest who comes all the way from Colombia. She is about to represent her country in the forthcoming Miss Charm International pageant. So, without further ado, let's all meet her. Please welcome Miss Mariana Jaramillo, Second Princess Miss Señorita Colombia 2019, and Miss Charm Colombia 2020. Hola, Mariana.
Hi everyone. I'm so happy to be here today sharing this space. Thank you, Adam, for the interview. I'm super excited about all the things we're about to talk. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy and engage with us and ask as much questions as you have.
Yes, okay. So Miss Mariana here is the representative of her country, Colombia, in the forthcoming Miss Charm International pageant, which might happen probably later this year or next year, depending on the official announcement of Miss Charm organizers. Yeah. So hi Mariana, how are you? It's my first time to meet. It's our first time to meet you, albeit virtually. So how are you?
I'm feeling okay. I'm feeling excited. It's the first time I actually engage with organizations related to Miss Charm and like an international interview. So I'm really excited.
All right. What's your current mindset right now?
My current mindset is being myself. I feel like telling someone to be yourself or herself is super easy, but actually doing that in such a world that has so determine standards of beauty or perspective or way of thinking, it's not that easy. So related to Miss Charm, my current mindset is being myself and representing what I think Colombia is and what I think Colombian people should share with the world and actually represent.
So are you excited?
I'm
Are
super
you
excited. I'm super excited. I've been thinking about Miss Charm since I knew I was going to represent Colombia at Miss Charm. I got super excited. I don't know if you guys know, but I'm not being like I haven't been related with beauty pageants for a long time. I actually started this path since last year and I'm now obsessed with it, and so I'm trying to do my best and learn a bunch of things because I know there's a lot of things I need to learn still.
okay? So for the benefit of our viewers who really don't know you that much yet, so can you introduce yourself? Tell something about a little bit about yourself. How old are you? What do you usually do? Are you working right now? What are your interests or hobbies?
Sure. So, well, my name is Mariana Jaramillo Cordova, my full name. I was born in Colombia in a city named Barranquilla, but my two parents were born in a city named Medellin. So I've been living here in Barranquilla for my whole life, except for a year that I lived in Chicago. I lived there because I was studying in my university. Like I did an exchange program. It was amazing. I'm still enrolled in Universidad del Norte here in Barranquilla. I actually double major in political science and international relations. I'm 22 years old and I'm in my last year of university. Currently, I'm in summertime, so my mom she bakes like the best cookies in the world. So in the summers, I usually help them to sell all the cookies like in the city, and I bake with her, and that's what I'm doing right now. And also preparing to Miss Charm.
Right. So you're still a student,
Yes,
graduating student,
yeah.
but you're currently on break because of the pandemic happening around
Well,
the world right now.
I actually finished my semester virtually, but right now we are in break because summer break. There's the like we use two semesters in the year. One goes from January to May, and the other one goes from July, like end of July through November. So right now we're in summer break.
So how does it feel like attending classes virtually, where everything is online?
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't love it. Um, I feel like if you voluntarily take online courses, then you're more prompt to do better because you actually chose that way, and then probably you chose it because you have a lot of things to do, or you can be in class like personally. But it was a drastic change from we went to classes like until March, personally us, and then suddenly everything changed. So focusing in classes and then changing all the methodology of the class, it was hard, but I actually love studying and I love what I study, so it was kind of easy for me because I'm really interested. But I'm talking about my classmates, for example. Not everybody was like that engaged in the class, and for teachers it's also hard. Getting someone's attention virtually is not as easy as you do it personally.
Mm, you're very busy with school, so I wonder if you still, I wonder how you manage your time juggling between your school duties and your work for Señorita Colombia, for CNB, Concurso Nuestra Belleza, right?
Concurso Nacional, which means National Beauty Contest of Colombia, would be like the exact translation of it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Well, last year I actually made a break, so I didn't study for the semester. I was preparing for Señorita Colombia because it took a lot of time, and I was really, really engaged with that. So that's what I did. I made a break, and otherwise I will be graduating right now. But that's what I did because I wanted to do my best, and also because I was so new and I didn't know what actually I had to do. So I really want to focus, and I think I did my best at that time. But for example, right now I enrolled this semester because I didn't know I was going to Miss Charm until I already was enrolled in my university for this semester. So it was really going to be a challenge for me doing this. But still, I talked with all my professors. I got like special permissions, special deadlines for submitting my homeworks. So people here really supported me that way, and it also took a lot of time. But I feel like it's part of yourself if you decide to schedule everything and be super responsive to all the responsibilities you have.
Great. So you took a political science. So what do you hope to do after graduating from college?
Okay, so a lot of people ask me if I want to be a politician, but I actually don't want to be a politician. I'm just really interested in knowing how it works. So that's what I chose to study that. Um, One of my favorite topics is environmental health, like environmental, everything related to environment. I love it. So I actually want to work in an NGO. It could be national or it could be international that helps to change issues with the planet.
Ooh, interesting. Environment. Is that you? Will that be your advocacy for Miss Charm?
Yes, totally.
So, has becoming a beauty queen part of your childhood dreams?
Sorry, what'd you say? I didn't hear you.
So, has becoming a beauty queen part of your childhood dreams?
Well, yes, I feel that everyone that talks with me asks me questions about how is beauty queen's life, or it's undeniable that becoming someone that participates, even if you didn't get to the top 5 or whatever, it changes your life because you represent something and you represent the people that supported you, the people that you are from. So your mindset changed a lot. And yeah, I feel like it's, for me personally, it has been a growth. It has been a growth in my life because now I I understand things that I didn't understand before.
Oh, so what is it about Concurso Nacional de Belleza or Miss Señorita Colombia at pageant that attracted you the most? What was the clincher?
All right, there's a lot of things. Like before, I didn't know much, as I told you, about beauty contests, but the CNB, which would be like the short for Concurso Nacional de Belleza, has always been very prestigious, and I feel like this path it's very beautiful, but it's also complicated. So what attracted me the most was like I've heard a lot of experience of other candidates, and they all talk beautifully about this organization. So it gave me confidence and security that I would be okay, I would be doing all right with and interacting with the people at the organization. And also because they have like this special focus, like other contests internationally maybe focus on preparing the candidate to Miss Universe or Miss Charm or Miss Grand or whatever international pageant is coming up. But I feel like Senorita Colombia focuses on social work a lot,
Oh,
and not every organization does that. And I really love that because I'm really passionate about that.
yes. Your I think your candidacy is coming in at the perfect place at the right time because pageants nowadays involves a lot of charity work.
Yeah,
It's no longer about
beauty.
it's no longer about just beauty, but about these women like you empowered to make a difference in their respective communities. So now I really get why. So you have a passion for helping people. So in a
Yeah,
way, that's the reason why you took up political science.
yeah. And international relations. I love knowing all these issues around the world, and just because I feel like I have the power or at least the desire to change something about it.
Oh, so speaking of international relations, I read that you received a special award for it. Yeah, you were awarded with a Caribbean Scholarship Award, Pride
Yeah.
Scholarship. Can you tell us more about it?
So when you graduate from high school, there's an exam that you do called ICFES here. But for example, in the United States, would be the SAT. I don't know if you have heard about it. When you graduate, you present this exam. So I really got a good grade, and when I enrolled in the Universidad del Norte, they awarded me with this scholarship because of my good performance at this exam.
Oh, so that was it. I thought you received some sort of a humanitarian award for doing something extraordinary in uplifting the lives of your of the people around
Yeah,
your community.
I feel like the name of the scholarship is really powerful, and
Yeah.
even more if you translate it to English. But yeah, it was just because I had good grades, so I got the opportunity to study in my university for free.
Mm. You're apart from being such an achiever in school. Is there any interesting trivia or information that people still don't know about you?
Well, something I would say super amazing, like an award or something like that. I wouldn't say I haven't had the experience yet, but I'm a pretty basic girl. I'm a pretty regular girl. I enjoy the little things. I love my pet. I love singing, and I also love cookies. Like one of the hardest things I've done is stop eating my mom's cookies, preparing for Señorita Colombia.
But now you have to stop eating those cookies as you have to
Yeah,
prepare
totally.
well for the pageant. So I assume you're working out. I mean, are the gyms there in Colombia open right
No,
now?
no, they are not.
So how have you been training
I became an
physically?
expert in home workouts. Like I follow all these people on Instagram, and I follow their routines because there's a lot of people that is now doing amazing stuff through Instagram Live. So I usually just pick one of them and follow the routine, and that's it.
Well, yeah, you really have to make, you have to really make things work, even if we're being limited by so many things right now. So it's a good job that it's great that you're doing your homework, like doing your home workouts and other
I
things.
have to
So,
confess, it has not been easy though. Like you don't find the motivation every day to do it, because maybe one of the interesting parts of going to the gym is that you change your like daily basis. You see other people, everybody's like focused on working out and stuff, so that motivates you as well. But here, my motivation is myself and also the upcoming Miss Charm. So I know I have the responsibility to do all these things.
as I said earlier, you were crowned second princess in Señorita Colombia last year. And what's so special about it was the judges, was the members of the judging panel. It was composed of former beauty queens like Andrea Tovar, even your Miss International. So how was it like? How was it like meeting them? Have you met them after your crowning moment?
Yeah. So I feel like these people are very important for me, because first of all, meeting them was a total privilege. As I told you, I didn't know much about this beauty contest, but I loved them and I knew about them, like, still. And then I had this opportunity of in my first beauty contest meeting them, so I was really thankful. And also I think of them that they were the first people that believe in me. Like, they, even though I had so much preparing to do and so much things to get better when I participated in my regional contest, they saw this power, this capacity I had. So I'm really thankful with them, because they saw this in me, like this potential in me. And after that also I like met them and actually ask them for tips or for advice. They really helped me out throughout the preparation for Señorita Colombia.
Who's your favorite Colombian beauty queen? Or Colombian beauty queen that you really look up to the most?
Well, that's hard, because I feel like now that I know some, it's difficult because I appreciate them differently, you know. But I admire, for example, the ones I met. I admire them all for different things. But I feel Andrea Tovar, she's so powerful. I love her actually, like her vibe, her look, everything in her.
Yeah, I also got the chance to meet her when she competed in Miss Universe here 3 years ago.
Yeah,
So she's always has this like this easy going vibe, which really makes you
feel comfortable.
drawn to her. Yeah, yeah. She's very laid back, she's unpretentious. So that's why a lot of Filipinos love her when she was here. And we weren't surprised that she placed second runner up during the contest.
Yeah,
So I'm curious to ask, since we are competing for Miss Charm,
yeah,
and as you all know, it's they are busy coming up with its inaugural edition, their first edition ever. So I wonder, how have you been preparing for the competition, considering that you have no idea how the pageant will be organized, how the pageant will be staged, in terms of what they are looking for in the winner. You don't know the type of activity, pre-pageant activities that you'll be doing. So I'm curious, how are you training? Are you watching other pageants to get ideas, or yeah?
I feel like watching other pageants won't work, because I feel like what they really want is to be different. So I'm just trying to really observe and analyze what they're interested in, like what people they chose to be the judges, for example, or what they post about the interests they have. knowing about Vietnam's culture also would help, I think. So investigating about and predicting all these things, it's what I'm doing and hoping for the best also. But I also feel like no matter the contest, no matter the international pageant you're going in, you have to like I'm focusing on picking all this important stuff from Colombia and actually representing that over there. Like being the best candidate possible is what I would say that would make a candidate the winner, you know? Like no matter where you're performing, then you have to be the best.
All right. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. So, yeah, given what you said, how do you think this whole pandemic, the delay of the pageant is serving you right now? Do you think it's turning out to be an advantage or disadvantage for you? Supposedly because Miss Charm was originally scheduled last March, but because of COVID-19, it was pushed back or postponed indefinitely. So, what are your thoughts about it, about the pageant being delayed, and do you think it's serving you as an advantage right now?
Well, I have two things to say about this. First of all, I would say yeah, for me personally, there's never enough time to prepare yourself. Like you're going to prepare the amount of time prior to the contest you're going to be in preparation for that. So since I got the notice that I was going to be Miss Charm Colombia since January, I think like the end of January, mid January, it wasn't a lot of time for me to prepare, you know, and also I was enrolled in my classes, so I didn't have much time like for the university and also preparing for Miss Charm, and I couldn't quit at that moment, like the university, not Miss Charm.
Yes,
I
yes,
have never thought about it.
yes.
Um, so it was going to be hard. It actually was very very tough. Like we got the cancellation notice like a week prior to our travel. So I was actually doing all these things, running, scheduling up like a lot of meetings, a lot like all the things I had to do. So I was rushing a lot this preparation, but I feel like now I've had so much time to prepare, and yeah, that has worked for me a lot. I had much time also to analyze, to study, which has like being the focus of my preparation here, especially because I'm in my house, so like I couldn't practice or interact a lot. That also make parts of this preparation. And second of all, I feel like it changes the mindset of every candidate and also the contest, because something big happened in the world, something really um had this pandemic had such a great impact globally that also would change the way you were feeling to go before the pandemic and now after. Or for me it has been that way. Like I have to, like I'm conscious of so many things right now that I've learned since the pandemic, and I've learned to know myself better, to to I don't know, like understand many things that also ends up being positive for my participation in Miss Time.
I really like how you are thinking about it. Yeah. These things happen unexpectedly, so we just have to deal with it the best way we know how. We need to learn to how to adapt or adjust to the whole
Exactly. I
situation.
feel like the priority list of the world changed. Like now things are some things are more valuable now than they were before the pandemic. So yeah, I feel like now that we have, like we're going to draw attention over Miss Charm soon or next year, we have much more topics to talk about and to draw attention to than before the pandemic.
So, are you ready to answer a lot of social issues that might be asked of you during the pageant? Because, as it is, so many things are happening right now. There's this pandemic, and then there's Black Lives
Yeah.
Matter, and then and considering that today is also this month is also Pride Month. where the LG community is usually celebrating their, you know, uh, their rebirth as a community, where they're already being recognized for all their efforts uh, in what we do, in what they do right now in the community. So, are you ready for that? So many social issues.
Yeah, I feel like even if like especially because it's that month, it would be it would be more like more recent or more talkable, but I feel like those of those topics are part of the regular conversations a beauty queen has. Like I'm ready to answer all these questions because I feel like I have my mindset clear and what I think about all of them clear. But yeah, I'm more than ready, but I also have in mind that I'm human and I'm also not expecting to know everything that people ask me. So if I don't know, then I will answer like I don't know something or create a conversation about it. Like I'm very humble about all these learning stages, and I feel like asking questions is the first stage for you to understand a topic. So yeah, I'm ready, and I also love talking. So let's begin.
Yeah. I love your humility. I really love. But before we proceed, can we just make a shout out to all our viewers who are tuned in right now? Everyone is saying you are so beautiful. Juan Roberto is saying you're very beautiful. Tomas Perez is saying you will be the next Miss Charm International. Uh, Alfred Reyes is also gushing that you're so pretty. Yeah, so everyone
Thank
seems,
you.
yeah.
Thank you.
Omar Fernandez says hermosa. That's beautiful in
Wow.
Spanish, right? Yeah, so they're breathtakingly charmed and enamored by your beauty. So how do you feel when you get a lot of things like that, like compliments that oh you're beautiful, and then a lot of pageant admins, a lot of pageant admins in social media are putting you as one of the favorites in the pageant, even if the pageant is still far away from happening. So how do you feel about it?
Well, as you said, I feel complimented, but I also feel like I have a big responsibility to actually achieve all these expectations that people are creating around me. But I feel proud. I feel proud because I've worked so hard for this, and that also makes this more exciting, and it spices up a little bit everything.
Wow, I like the fact that you're thinking like that. So you're not pressured to really do well,
No,
considering that you're representing one of the powerhouse nation, beauty pageant powerhouses in the world, Colombia. No.
I don't feel pressure. I feel like I'm aware, like fully aware of the responsibility I have on top of my head. But I'm not pressured because I really enjoy this and I really want to do it. So it's not like people is pressuring me to do this. I'm pressuring myself to do this.
Yeah, and I think it's really serving you an advantage. I mean, I think it's also nice that you speak good English because if you have to compete in a country like Vietnam, which doesn't speak, which doesn't have English as its official language, at least at the very least you'll get around with the universal language. Yeah,
Honestly, like I couldn't hear you very much. Like there's something
I
as
know.
you talk, there's something that sounds at the same time.
Yes, I know that, but it's not coming from my end. I think it's something to do with my photographer's
Oh,
uh,
all right.
headset, or I don't know, or sound system. So that's kind of making it a little bit cranky, or this
Yeah,
unnecessary
exactly.
noise in the background. So um, yeah. So there. Hmm. So sorry for that unnecessary noise. But
No,
yeah,
it's fine. It's fine.
continuing with what I said, there's another comment here from Maria Edgy Bernales Pelo Bello. She says that she loves that you speak very good in English. And she's also asking if, hello Mariana, are you even friends with Annabel Castro?
No, I haven't had the opportunity to meet her, but I know about her because I've read about her. And thank you for your compliment with my English. I'm also trying to improve as much as I can before getting to Vietnam so I can communicate as better as possible with you.
So is it your first time? Will it be your first time to travel to Asia?
My first time doing what? Sorry.
Is it your first time to travel to Asia,
Yes, it's my
if
first time.
ever?
I'm actually super excited about it. I love Asian food, so I'm really excited about the food.
Oh, that's nice to hear. That's nice to hear. It's your first time to, if ever it will be your first time in Asia. So are you excited to travel to Vietnam?
Yeah, I'm super excited. Like every time I research something about the country, I found like these beautiful things and beautiful places. I've read much about their people. I know they're hardworking. I know that they really focus people. So I'm super excited, and also to meet all the girls because besides being in a new country and meeting new Vietnamese people, I'm also getting to know all these candidates from all around the world, and I know that everyone is representing a culture, a country, history. So I will not only learn much about Vietnam, but about all these countries that are going to be represented there.
Great answer, great answer. So as early as now, have you already? Do you guys have a WhatsApp group where where all you contestants or candidates have been talking to one another?
Yeah, we actually have like a group where most of the candidates are. So we don't talk about like I don't know random things, but because we're not that comfortable with each other yet. But yeah, I feel like the group has a really good vibe, and there's people that proposing new ideas or talking about what the official announcements. So yeah, we have like this way of communicating, and it's really nice because I feel like it doesn't feel that much like a competition, like we're all interested in doing our best and representing our countries as best possible, but they're also we're also like sharing ourselves with this with the other candidates.
That's nice to hear. That's nice to hear. So at least you could really develop friendships in pageantry.
Exactly.
Despite the fact that you guys have to compete at the end of the day. That's I think that's a wonderful thing about pageantry is that you get to develop friendships. That who knows you could be your friends for life.
Exactly. I feel like it depends on it's up to every candidate the way you take the competition. I'm a very competitive person, but I've always like respect my opponents if you want to see it that way. But I feel like much more than the other people, the main competition is with myself. So I don't like compare myself to the performance of other candidates. I compare myself to my own abilities, like what I know I can do and I'm capable of doing. If I don't do it that well, then I will be critical with myself, like but not with other candidates.
Even if you're answering simple questions, you really know what to answer. It really goes to show that it really comes from the heart. It goes to show that you're very well versed with everything that's going on in everything that you do. Yeah. So, since you're coming from Colombia, how do you feel that Colombia is such a huge powerhouse when it comes to pageants? Why do you think was it about Colombia that always makes them win international pageants? Or is it even about Colombian women? There's something. Is there something really special about Colombian women?
I love this question, and I love it because I'm really proud of my country. I feel that what makes us special is our diversity, and that we are really true to ourselves and to our history. We represent strong women. We represent resilient women. So we have that tattooed to our soul, and that's what makes us do great. I feel like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm super proud of being Colombian. I know Colombia is an important country, like internationally in beauty pageants. So that also gives me the attention I want to attract, and that also makes me commit a lot more with this participation I'm about to do, because I know there's a lot of people expecting from me, not only in my country but internationally, as our name sounds super loud internationally.
Yeah, you guys keep on winning. Yeah, if you're a huge Miss Universe fan, Colombia always places. So I don't know. It's probably so. I'm so tempted to ask. Oh yeah, you were about to say. You want to ask it?
Yeah,
You want to
I
add
also
something?
feel that there's a lot of support of fans and people that loves beauty contests here in Colombia, and that also motivates the candidate to do better, like I always receive a lot of messages, nice messages from people supporting me, telling me how proud they are, even though they don't know me personally. Like, I'm happy because I know I can just transmit all these good ideas and vibes I try to send all the time. So that also makes me, gives me motivation. It gives me um like purpose, like I want to make all these people happy because they have been with me for since day one, or even if they had, like, I haven't been their favorite, like, I know they want me to do as best as possible. So that also, I love also that about Colombia, because I know in not all the countries people are as interested in beauty contests as in Colombia, for example. I know in Philippines they are great fans too, so I don't know if you relate with this.
Yes. Uh, us here in the Philippines, it's because of the culture.
Hmm.
The culture. Uh,
Yeah,
uh, because
yeah. I feel like here's the same. Like the Concurso Nacional de Belleza is something that has been going on for more than 80 years, and it's now part of our culture, our history. People is expecting for this to occur every year. So yeah, I feel like we're part of the Colombia's history, especially for women. So it's great. It's great. I love it.
I read that beauty queens in Colombia, especially to the one who wins Miss Colombia annually, they are very high regarded there in the country. It's like they say that next to the Colombian president, the winner of Miss Señorita Colombia always is being given such a huge importance or prominence in society. Is it true?
It's very true. Like,
So
even if the, like, even to the other candidates that weren't the winning, like the winners. For example, I'm not Señorita Colombia, but still I get a lot of attention. I'm seen as an important person here, and I love it because that, like, I've got here because of what I learned to transmit, and because I've become like an advocate of all these causes. So I love it, and yeah, it's true what you say.
uh, I'm just curious to ask, what was your reaction when they appointed you? Because I'm sure when you won second princess in Miss Señorita Colombia, you weren't announced. I mean, you weren't. You didn't know that you were competing for Miss Charm yet, right?
Yeah,
So,
I
what
didn't
was
know.
your reaction like when the organization told you that you're going to Miss Charm?
I got really excited, like, it was super curious because, like, I don't know, about 3 or 4 months before my participation, even in Señorita Colombia, I read things about Miss Charm in Instagram or Google or whatever. So, like, it appeared to me, And I talked with my mom, and I was like, look, like this pageant really looks amazing. I feel like it's new. I also, like, I'm going to make a little parenthesis here. In the regional contest I participated in last year, for my participation in Señorita Colombia, it was also a new comedy. So I like this of being new, because I feel like I ran this new comedy last year regionally in my country, and now I'm being sent to this new contest. So I loved it. Like, it was really funny to me, because I talk about Miss Charm, but then with my mom, but then never talk about it again until they were deciding which candidates to send or whatever. Like, I didn't know that was happening. I really didn't know if the Concurso Nacional de Belleza had the franchise of Miss Charm. So it was really unexpected, but I loved it, because I feel like it was what I wanted. I feel like it was the pageant I was looking up to, and that was really nice.
Nice to hear that. So what are you looking forward to in once you compete in Miss Charm in the near future?
I feel like I'm looking forward to, I don't know, to learn. I feel like that's my main goal always. So I'm trying to learn about all this culture, and as I aspire to be the new Miss Charm, I know I only don't have to be like the best representative of Colombia, but I also have to show that I have the aspiration to represent all the Vietnamese people, especially, and the Asian community. So yeah, that's my main goal, and that's what I'm looking up to, like being chosen as the best candidate, even if I'm not Asian, or even if I'm not Vietnamese. Like that, not only people but the judges see in me the potential to represent Latin America, Asia, America, like, I don't know, being really global, international.
You are really one lady who is very well spoken, very articulate. So I'm just wondering, given with all your preparations, everything that you have been doing for the pageant, leading up to the pageant in Vietnam, do you think that given at this point in time when there is a pandemic happening, do you think, pageants like Miss Charm are still relevant?
Also, it's been like a topic, it's been in my head for a while. Like, I sometimes I feel like, yeah, like this is the opportunity we have to draw attention to all the things that are happening in the world. But also I feel like we cannot be unrealistic and think and see what's happening, and that maybe people are not focusing in these things right now because they don't see the relevance they have or the power they have. But I feel like it's our job to show them that participating in this, we can change many things that are not being changed by anybody. Like, we're not losing anything by doing the contest. We're not losing anything by trying to change many things that we have to change globally through the contest. Like, it's also, I feel like it's going to be a new challenge for the new Miss Charm, or Miss Universe, or Miss Grand, or Miss whatever, to show that beauty contests are relevant to the world, and they're really meaningful.
Yeah, I like that you have a positive outlook about it, in a time where everyone is thinking about their survival, you have a beautiful lady like you who inspires, who thinks quite otherwise how we should view at pageants nowadays, right? Because it's always going to be a celebration of female, not only of friendships, but women empowerment, helping people
Exactly.
in your community. And you're using this platform, right?
Exactly.
All right. Before we end this interview, so many people are looking are so many people are complimenting you about how you look, and even impressed by your interview skills. Zani Mohammed says, perfect English. Muy bien. He's now following you on Instagram. Yeah, so but yeah, so everyone's very positive about your chances in Miss Charm International. So, as my last question, can you give a message to all your supporters, fans, not just there in Colombia, but also the fans here in Asia eagerly awaiting for your arrival and participation in Miss Charm International soon?
Well, first of all, thank you. Thank you for being there for me. Thank you for expressing your support, because even though if many times I don't have like the time to answer your messages, I really read them and really interiorize all the information you give me, the advice you give me, and I try also to do my best with your feedback on my development for this competition. And second of all, be positive and trust me. If you have faith that I can do great, I know I can do great. Um, I'm really looking forward to representing not only my country, as I've talked before, but Asian people, everyone that is interested and wants to really make a change in the world. Don't doubt to communicate with me, because if there's any cause I want to represent and I want to get interested, is the causes that move people and that interest people. um in terms of the pandemic, I also give it like hope, like this hope message. I know things are tough. I know the panorama seems very complicated right now, but there's always light at the end of the tunnel. Like there's a common saying in Spanish that we say that would be the exact translation. But I'm really positive, as you said before, and optimistic, because I feel like everything happens for a reason, and everything teaches. We are where we have to be, and we're going to be where we have to be. We just have to trust the process. So even if it's hard, do your best, because the only thing you have at the end of the day is your actions and what you do for yourself. So do your best. Try always to improve yourself, and then you'll find tranquility in every decision you make. So that would be my message for all of you.
Great answer. Super great answer. You're not only beautiful, but you're also very smart and intelligent. We won't be surprised if Colombia will win its first Miss Charm title in the near future.
That's
You're
the
very well
goal.
spoken. Yeah, that's the goal. And on that note, thank you so much, Miss Mariana, for taking the time and effort in doing this interview with us here on Sash Factor. It has been such a wonderful time getting to know you, and we hope that when everything's all good, we could all finally get that memo from Miss Charm to finally see the green to finally see the green light that everything's all systems go for the Miss Charm International pageant. Yeah,
Yeah. Well, Adam, thank you for your time. I love this conversation. I love interacting with you guys, even though if sometimes I'm not that active in social media. I really love these spaces. And yeah, let's see what happens. We're all expecting the best to come. And well, thank you for your time.
okay, before we end, you have some fans here asking, does anybody know your actual Facebook account, por favor? Yeah, so where can they follow you on
Well,
social media?
I use Instagram the most. I actually don't use Facebook that much, but you can find me as Mariana Jaramillo, like my name right there, and then you add a CO at the end. That will be my Instagram username. There you can find me.
That's one word, Mariana Jaramillo with a let U. You just have to add C
Exactly.
and O at the end of your surname. All right. Thank you so much, Mariana. It has been such a wonderful time really getting to know you. I hope you had a good time. doing this interview with us because it's really, really making us feel like even despite we're separated by Pacific Ocean, it feels like we're really all of us here in Manila, all of us here in Asia are slowly getting to know you a little bit better. So thank you so much for your time. It has been
No,
such a
thank you.
wonderful time doing this
I loved it.
interview.
I loved it. I loved it. I feel like this is one of the things that the pandemic brought us, like intercommunication, technology, and this is the best way for us to feel closer, especially in these hard times. So I'm really thankful for that. And yeah, thank you.
All right. Thank you, Miss Mariana. I hope you have enjoyed the rest of your day. Stay safe and
You too.
hydrated. We
Thank you
learned
for
so much
staying
from you.
late. Thank you for staying late for me. Like I know the time difference is hard, but I also have to wake up very early. So we're even.
Yeah, yeah, we're even. We're about to, you know, to rest now. But thank you so much again, once again. Hope to see you in Vietnam very, very soon. We're so excited. All of us here from Sasha are very excited to finally see you in person. Let's hope we could
Yes,
beat
me too.
COVID-19 so finally for Miss Charm to finally
Yes,
push through.
totally, totally.
All right,
Bye bye, guys.
take
Bye
care,
bye,
Miss
everybody. And
Mariana.
thank you. Thank you.
Virtual
Have a
kisses
good
all the way
night.
from Manila. Good night. Good morning over there in Colombia.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.